In this video, I'm going to be discussing a three-step process that I use to go from making minimum wage at a sporting goods store to making six figures as a senior project manager with multiple degrees and certifications in IT and project management. Most transitioning service members leave the military without a plan and they wonder why they're lost, underpaid, or stuck in a job that they hate. Whether I'm working with transitioning service members, veterans, spouses, or civilians looking to get into a new career field, the first question I ask them is, what's the end goal? What's your vision? What's your dream job? Where do you want to be in 10 years from now? More often than not, the answer I receive is, I was just going to get out of the military and go to college. Well, that's great, but what college are you going to go to? What kind of degree are you going to get? What kind of certifications do you need to get to complement that degree? And the reason this is so important is because you have to have a plan to successfully transition from the military or to switch to a new career field. And the reason I know this is because when I was transitioning out of the Marine Corps, I couldn't look past picking up my DD 214. I had no dream, I had no vision. I just knew on September 19th, 2019, your boy was out of the Marine Corps. And because of this, I spent 4 months either getting fired or jumping in between different jobs because I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life. Well, the good news is I've since learned my lesson, and today I'm going to walk you through the same three-step process that I use to turn my life around. And it works whether you're EASing, retiring, or just looking to get into a new career field. The core of this process is objective driven reverse planning, or ODRP. If you want to transition into a career that you can be proud of and not just one that pays the bills, this three-step process is your blueprint. Step one is to define the objective. You need to start with the end in mind. Saying that I want to have a job is not a vision, it's a statement. I want you to write down 3 to 5 jobs, and I want you to be specific, and I want you to be bold. Whether it's a CTO for a startup in Austin, Texas, program manager for Lockheed Martin. For me, it was vice president, president, CFO, CTO, CEO of any of the major DoD contracting companies in Charleston, South Carolina. Don't worry if it feels out of reach. The point is to get clarity, because if you can envision it and you can write it down, you can start reverse engineering it. Step number 2 is conducting recon on LinkedIn. What I want to do is I want to use this platform to help me identify other people that currently have the job that I want, and then I can back plan based off their experience, their education, their certifications, etc. So let's go ahead and get started. So I'm going to start, let's say I want to be a program manager. All right, I'm going to go ahead and look up the different people, and then I want to look at the different areas. So Charleston, South Carolina can be where I currently live. In this case, it is. Or maybe I like the job market out there, and that's where I want to go when at EAS, or maybe I'm just looking for an entire, change of pace, and I just want to move to Charleston, South Carolina and get a completely different job in a different career field, and I want to be a program manager. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set that area, and then I can click all filters. And what I want to do is a little bit of research prior to this. I should start identifying the different companies that align with what I'm looking for. In this case, I want to find the different companies that fall under a DoD contracting company. So I'm going to look at Boeing, SAIC, SRC. I'll add my company, GovCIO. All right, and then I can click Show Results. And then from here, I can go through all of the different people, and I can look at, all right, let's look at Brittany. All right, well, she works at SRC. She's a program manager. Well, how did she get there? Well, here's her experience. She started off as a senior project manager, and now she's a program manager. Well, how did she get there? Right? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through and look at her experience and figure out, how did she get here? Well, she was a bartender, so she must have done something to elevate her career to become a program manager. So what I can do is all right, well, she went to the College of Charleston. She got her Bachelor's of Science in Early Childhood Education and Teaching. And then she went to the Citadel and got a Master's of Science in Project Management. Okay, so she has her master's degree, specifically, in this case, project management, which is the field she's in now. Okay, well, what else could she have? Maybe I'll look at her education, and I can go through. Oh, she also has a graduate certificate in technical project management. right? So these are the things I want to kind of look for. All right. In this case, I don't see too much more. The only other thing I might look for here are certifications. All right. I'm going to write some of this down and let's go back. All right. Then I'm going to go, let's look at this guy, Liam. Up, just based on his profile, the first thing I notice is, well, he has his MBA, his PMP. So the first trend we're already noticing here is 2 master's degrees, right? So I can go through here. Okay, well, he's a program manager. They're both program managers at SRC. They both have a master's. Before that, he was a senior training analyst. And he was in the Marine Corps for 20 years, right? Then I can look at, all right, his education. So he's got an MBA in organizational leadership. And before that, he had a bachelor's of science. And then down here, I notice, okay, he's got his project management PMP and CompTIA Sec Plus, right? And I'm going to continue to build this profile and start to understand what everybody has in common. And this is a great kind of understanding of where I'm going. So if you notice, he has a general bachelor's degree in business, an MBA, PMP CompTIA Sec Plus. Well, guess who else noticed those trends and went and got his bachelor's of science, general business, MBA, general business, and now I'm pursuing a doctorate. Well, he also had his PMP, which I also have, and I have my CompTIA Sec Plus. And if you'll notice, I've held the role of program manager and I'm now a senior project manager. And my point being is you will start to find all these different people in those roles and you'll be able to pull a collective together. And now I can say, all right, first step is I want to get my bachelor's degree. Once I have my bachelor's degree, I can either choose to move to my master's, or maybe I'm going to take a break and get my PMP, my Sec Plus, my Scrum, my SAFe, whatever the case is. These are the exact steps and the exact process that I used to identify the different people in my area that had the jobs that I wanted. And this is how I back planned for my future. And that really excelled my plan. I was able to write things down, really envision everything. And I spent 4 years kind of putting everything together. And now it's culminating into finally starting to achieve my dream and obtain the success that I wanted. Now that we have the vision and we've done the recon on LinkedIn, step 3 is building your ODRP plan. We're going to start reverse engineering how we're going to get that dream job. So if 90% of the people in your dream job have 3 things in common, then guess what? That's your playbook. That's where we're going. The ODRP is simply this. We're writing down the education we need to get, the certifications we need to have, the network that we need to build, the people that we need to connect with, and what that timeline looks like in order for us to achieve each milestone to get us closer and closer to that dream job. We're going to start from the top and work our way down so that we can build a realistic plan with goals that get us to where we want to be. And we want to break these goals into achievable and realistic goals at 6 months, 12 months, and 24 months. And at each 6, 12, and 24-month interval, we can go ahead and reassess and figure out where we need to be and make any course adjustments as necessary. This ODRP process is how you go from struggling to dominating your military transition. You don't need to just wait to figure it out. You need to have a plan and a mission, and you need to map it out. If you'd like me to go through this process for your dream career field, go ahead and drop a like and comment below and tell me what career field you want me to go through, and I will go through the entire ODRP process for you to help your military transition. If you made it to the end of the video, thank you. Don't forget to subscribe, and remember, Semper Intus, because success comes from within.